FM26 is nearly here, so I asked you lot to send me the best players you've ever had in Football Manager 24. I'm going to rate them, and then by the end of the video, I'm going to pick the person with the best player to win a copy of FM26. We're going to start off with Filippo, who sent over Gustave Cabral, a goalkeeper who's 34 years old but still looks insanely good. I do feel like goalkeepers often get overlooked in these situations. Everyone sends in strikers and wingers, no one does a goalkeeper, but as you can see here, this keeper is not bad at all. I feel like he is letting me down a little bit in the aerial reach and command of area and communication, and first touch isn't great either, but everything else is pretty much where you want it to be. The combination of 19 throwing, vision 20 and kicking 16 is also really impressive, so this guy can really get you on the counter very quickly. And considering he's 34 years old, he probably has declined a little bit. Now, goalkeepers tend to stay decent for longer, but he will have lost a few points here and there. So I think Cabral's a really good play here. Now, I'm not going to go out and give him 5 stars straight away because we've not seen anyone else yet, but I think Gustavo is a confident 4-star player for me. Next up, Charlie has sent over Paul Asiga, who's a defender playing for Cameroon and Blackburn right now, and I'll be honest, this guy does look really elite. The physicals are ridiculous. Natural fitness is 16, but everything else is 17 and above is crazy. He's 6'3" with 17 jumping reach, 16 heading as well. No one is evading a tackle either with 18 tackling. Is a good ball playing defender too with 16 vision and 16 passing. The technique's not bad either. His first touch, incredible. I can see why he's also got a green centre midfielder. He could easily be a deep line playmaker as well. I know this is only the second regen that we've come across here, but genuinely, Paul Asiga is 5 stars for me looking at this. With a left foot too, that's so rare. I'm going to go 5 stars. This next regen might be the scariest attacker I have ever seen. It's literally Daryl Hickson from The Walking Dead. He's now in World of Tanks Blitz, the legendary free-to-play team-based MMO where you battle with over 500 historical and fantasy-based vehicles on 30 incredibly designed maps, as they're working with The Walking Dead to bring us an insane Halloween PvP mode. With over 180 million other players on mobile, PC, Mac, Steam, Steam Deck and Nintendo Switch, there are 11 fun game modes to choose from, and there is something for everyone, including this incredible collaboration with The Walking Dead. From October 9th to 19th, you can play an exclusive Halloween event, an intense new PvP mode called Infected Front. Tank battles will be transformed into a desperate struggle between survivalists and undead tanks across a fog-cloaked arena. Plus, Daryl Dixon himself is in the fight. As a special Halloween treat, World of Tanks Blitz will give you 15 days of premium account for free to anyone who logs in by the 16th of October. So download World of Tank Blitz right now by clicking on the link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen to join the fight against the undead now. Okay, next up we have Martin Raposi, sent in by Niall, the first striker of the video, and we're looking at the finishing of 19, composure of 18, pace of 16. That is a lethal combination there. But he's not just good at scoring goals. Look down here as well. Premier League, he's got 14 starts and 3 substitute appearances and got 13 goals and 11 assists. Professional personality as well, that's solid. I'm really tempted to go 5 stars here, but I'll be honest, I think we could find a better striker. I think we could. So temporarily at least, I'm going to go for 4.5 stars here on Raposi. Fode Gomes here, sent in by Forest Lad. He's only 19 years old, so this guy could get an awful lot better, but for a 19-year-old, they are some incredible mental attributes. I don't think I've ever seen a 19-year-old who has got things like work rate 17, teamwork 17, determination 18, concentration 16, anticipation 17. That's a really good combination of attributes there. The thing that lets Fode down in this competition, though, is the lack of technical attributes. We've got him as a ball-winning midfielder here, so the passing is good, could be a midfielder. The tackling and marking, not bad either. You'd maybe actually want him to be playing more of a playmaker potentially, especially combined with the 16 vision as well. If only you were like 5 years down the line and you had this guy like fully at his potential ability, we could be onto a winner, but I'm going to have to give him 3 stars based on what he is right now. Clayton, sent in by Just Reading, or Just Reading, who knows what it could be. The highlighted attributes here are for a striker, but apparently he's being played as a ball-winning midfielder. And I can completely understand why, because the tackling of 16 is good, The aggression of 19 is good. The marking of 13 a little bit low, but I can understand why you're doing it. The positioning is a defensive attribute, and that's 18, so obviously he's stood in the right place to mark players all the time. He could easily leave a line with that 17 finishing, 17 composure, 17 pace. That's incredible. I'm going to give him a 5-star rating, but I think based on the suspicions in the top right, which are unfounded, I will say, it's only allegations. We can't award the win to Clayton, but he is a 5-star player. There are no in-game editor allegations here for Aiden, who sent in Marko Milosevic, who is a 21-year-old striker currently playing for Barcelona, I mean. And we're seeing some pretty decent attributes here as well. 16 finishing, 17 composure, 17 pace. That's like the nice trifecta of a striker. Got some very handy mental attributes as well, particularly the anticipation and off the ball as well. Technique is good for bending the ball into a top corner. But again, he's only 21 years old. Like, we have seen better players than Marko. If we were 5 seasons into the future and he's like at its full potential, this guy could be incredible. So I think I'm going to go 4 stars here, but if he was like 26 and at his peak, could be even better. Dexter has sent in Richard Sinclair, who plays for Rimini. I think it's a small Italian club, I believe. Plays on the right-hand side. He's got a right foot. Don't know how strong his left foot is, but he does look like he could be a very good inside forward. I'll be honest though, I think I am being swayed a lot here by the very high mental attributes. These are really impressive. When you actually look through the physicals, we've seen a lot of players with better physicals so far, and we've seen a lot of players with better technicals too. So although he's won the Ballon d'Or in Dexter's save, I'm not buying it. Well, he has gotten the Ballon d'Or. I'm buying the fact he's won the Ballon d'Or. I'm just not buying the fact that he is the best regen that we've seen in this. So for me, 4 stars. Okay, Farhad has sent over this guy called Roman Landriel, who is a winger / centre midfielder for AC Milan. And he has said, I dare to find a more well-rounded player. And looking at this, I can't argue with that too much. The downside, I'd say here, he's got a left foot, but can't really cross from the left wing. So you have to play more as an inside forward, and that might be a little bit frustrating with the left foot on the left-hand side. You want him to be right-footed, really. So I'd imagine you play more centrally in the middle, and then we're looking at like passing 16, vision 18, technique 16, first touch 16. So he's a good playmaker, to be fair. Tackling of 13, marking of 14, aggression 11. So you wouldn't play him as a sort of like a ball-winning midfielder, would you? I think he's very well-rounded. And I think he's got some incredible mental attributes, but I'm seeing a few things that conflict here, and I don't think he's the best player. 4 stars. Moving towards the back of the pitch here, Andre has sent in Ibrahim Hawassi, who is a centre-back. We don't really get too many of those. Not English language, so I have no idea, especially because in each language it's sorted alphabetically. So it could be a very different ordering to the English language. But I do agree this guy is very, very good, can play quite well with both feet, has got some pretty decent, I'm assuming one of these is pace. They're all pretty high. If the worst thing is 13, that's not bad for a centre-back. I reckon this is Portuguese. If I had to guess the language, I'm saying this is Portuguese. He also gets bonus points for being Saudi Arabian. I feel like the better the player is from a more niche country, that's just more fun. You know what? I'm going to do it. This is a 5-star defender, a 5-star regen here. Teodoro has sent over the cousin of Christopher Rigg, Chris Biggs. Quite funny that. He's 22 years old, more of an attacking midfielder here, playing for Wrexham right now. I think he's only let down by the lack of physicals. We've seen a lot of players here with some really good physicals, and whilst Biggs has got good technicals and good mentals, the physicals are letting him down a little bit. I think the fact he's only got 9 international caps so far at 22 years old suggests that maybe he was a late developer potentially, because I think if you're this good, you would have a few more caps than just 9. He's really good in every area that he needs to be good in, but I can't give him a 5-star rating here, especially because we can literally see the hidden attributes here, which does suggest... I didn't even know it was the thing. I did not realise there were skins that you have hidden attributes here to see all of this kind of stuff. So even if we decided he was the best player in this video, we couldn't give the award because there's suspicions of using the in-game editor to make them look better. I suggest that's not happened, otherwise he'd be 190 current ability right now already. But I think with ones we've seen so far, he's not the best anyway. So for 3.5 stars, actually, this one, 3.5. We don't often see defensive midfielders, and Marcus has sent over Vicente Serra, who's a 24-year-old Spanish defensive midfielder, like a Rodri regen essentially here. And we can see here, actually, this is quite handy because you've got the attributes polygon here to understand exactly how good he is. And he is elite in terms of defending, mental, physical, even speed and aerial ability actually right up there. The mental attributes are very impressive where they need to be. I'd like to see a little higher vision and potentially work rate and teamwork as well. I value those 3 attributes quite a lot. As more of an anchor and a sort of halfback kind of player, technicals aren't all that important really, but this is kind of where he gets let down a little bit here. But he more than makes up for it in the physicals, where he's got 20 balance and some really high pace and acceleration and agility. Sarah, I think you are going to be 4.5 stars for me. Don't get too many left backs, and Sack Amarin has sent over David Barley, 22 years old, contracted with Manchester United. Very good crossing and dribbling for a left back. You don't actually get regens who get amazing crossing and dribbling, to be fair. It seems to be a weird thing in FM24 where they're just lower than what they should be sometimes. So 12 is actually pretty respectable for a regen wing back here. I guess you're looking at more defensive attributes here, so the marking and tackling are at 16. That's really, really good. Positioning 16 as well, work rate 18, concentration decisions at 18 as well. For 22 years old, these mentals are very good. But the physicals are where we are running away with things a little bit here. 20 acceleration, 18 agility, 16 pace. That's really impressive. I would be signing this guy in all of my saves if I saw him. I think he's that good. No, I don't think I can quite give him 5 stars, just based on some of the technicals being a little bit low. But I think defenders get done dirty a bit by the low technicals, and so do defensive midfielders, because they're just not quite as important. So David's going to get 4.5 stars. We're on FM Mobile here. Mike has sent in Archie Hales, who is a striker, and he looks good, doesn't he? We've got really high finishing composure and pace. The rest of the mentals are solid as well. But there are a couple of weak attributes here. The work rate 12, the teamwork 12, not ideal. The concentration a little bit low, won't be scoring quite as many goals with low concentration. And penalty taking only 4. You need to be a good penalty taker if you're a striker, I feel. Archie Hales, as good as you look with a transfer value of 300 million, for me, it's going to be 4 stars. Now, Tom is cooking here with Krzysztof Zizek, who is an attacking midfielder, fairly professional personality, only 20 years old. It's almost too good to believe, I'll be honest with you. Although I say that actually, now I've realised, I'm looking at all like the green numbers. Why is green lower than yellow? Surely green is like the very best and yellow is like mediocre. I don't like how this is switched around, and based solely off of that, you're not winning this competition. Based on that, 3.5 stars. This was the most liked reply. Joan Anton Esteban, a 28-year-old striker playing for Parma, who has got 20 finishing, 20 composure, 17 pace, 18 acceleration. I can see why people are liking this. And I like him as well. Very good mentals. But I feel like we're lacking a little bit. I think we've seen players with better physicals, and I think we've seen strikers with better technicals as well. He is fantastic, but I'm only going to give him 4.5 stars. This tweet also got a lot of likes. FRL has sent over Alexander Werner, playing for Dartford in the year 2049, I presume in the Premier League at this point. Is a striker, looks very good, and I think has better technicals than the previous. In fact, I think he's actually a better player overall than the previous player. I like the combination of places shots with the high technique and high finishing. Has certainly got the physicals like agility and balance to pull off things like attempt overhead kicks. Has got the dribbling attributes to go around the keeper. Has got the technique and the finishing to try first time shots. Like, all of these player traits do make sense. I feel like there might be a few too many of them potentially, like very similar ones about shooting. And he's also tall enough as well to be effective from corners with his heading and jumping reaches. I genuinely, contender here. This is a contender. Alexander Werner, you are 5 stars. Carlos Perez sent in by Ahmad. He's a hybrid who can be trained in all positions. He can do it all: defense, creativity, with vision, shooting pace, crossing and leadership. And my word, he has a point. He has a point here. Trained as a centre-back and a left wing-back at the moment, I can see why he can play all over the place, because he literally does have the attributes to do it all. I mean, I don't think I would play him as a striker, but you could with 15 finishing, 13 composure, and the 16 pace as well. You could do that. You could have him higher up the pitch as an inside forward. I can see why he's being used as a wing-back with a 14 crossing and 12 dribbling. He's tall enough with good jumping reach. I mean, this guy's really good, but is he the best? Carlos Perez, I'm going to give you 4.5 stars. And one last player to look at, my editor, he sent in this guy who is ridiculously good, by the way. Now, we can't have him winning, otherwise the accusations of us being rigged, it won't work out. But I do want to show him off, actually. He is very, very good. 31 years old too. Like, this is him on the decline at this point, right? This is him on the decline. Also, 72 goals in 99 appearances for Mexico. That's insane. I would give Juan a 5-star rating here. 100% a 5-star rating. But he can't win because He's part of a team, like literally the TomFM team, so we can't win. This is a really tough decision, actually, because there's a lot of really good players here. But the winner is Alexander Werner. We're going to give it to him. I think this guy's got such a great combination of attributes here that can make him lethal from all sorts of positions. Yes, he's good on the floor, can score goals. Good in the air as well. Could play on the right wing as an inside forward. I think he's also quite creative as well with a great passing technique, and vision could be good. You could retrain him as a more attacking midfielder, as a playmaker, for example. This guy seems very well-rounded, and he does, to me, based on what we've seen, I think I'm going to give him the best regen in this video.